who gets to determine what kids consider as part of their culture or identities? So for example, just because a kid is raised within a set of cultures does not mean they actually identify with those cultures or have any interest in them. A common example that I could easily point to is that many people grow up in a religious culture that they don't identify with or even have any interest in. I can think of many people that I know who grew up culturally as X religion, but now I don't identify with that religion. Also, in what ways might educators and curriculum developers unintentionally essentialize students by assuming identification with a culture? So in CS education, culture is often conflated with identities on gender or sex or race or socioeconomic status or geographic location or whatever. So there are many different ways that people can kind of label something as a particular culture. And what I wonder is, if we go into something, are we making assumptions about people and which cultures they identify with or which demographics that they strongly identify with? And if so, are we then essentializing them into those particular cultures? So an example from where I live in Phoenix, Arizona. So there's a large Latinx or Hispanic population here. And some of the assumptions that people make about the students in Arizona because of the large Hispanic population is that, oh, they must really like mariachi music. And the reason why people make that assumption is because of the cultural backgrounds of many of the students that are in Arizona. However, that is often a gross essentialization of students of Hispanic or Latinx heritage. In particular, I can attest that most of the students did not listen to mariachi music unless they were forced to, and most of them honestly preferred rap over anything else. At least with the classes that I work with across multiple districts in different parts of the valley. So again, to highlight this, if a curriculum developer were to come into Phoenix, Arizona, and as an outsider be like, oh, well, Hispanic culture and this heritage, they're going to really like this lesson that incorporates creating mariachi music with computer science or coding. Maybe not. Some of them might, but honestly, most of them probably won't. At least based on my experiences and the many teachers I've spoken with in Arizona. This excerpt is from CSK8 podcast number 24, which is titled Scratch Encore, the design and pilot of a culturally relevant intermediate Scratch curriculum. You can listen to this full episode as well as hundreds more by simply searching for the CSK8 podcast on your favorite podcast app or by simply going to jaredleary.com.